Hey everyone, Julian here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a full burial style Future Garage track from scratch. We're going to be talking about this whole track template I have right here and showing you all the secrets that nobody's ever shown before. I'm going to be using this template here, which is from my new pack, Future Garage Essentials. It's a massive library with all these different packs for Future Garage, including multiple different full track templates, thousands of samples, loops, MIDI, presets, literally everything for Future Garage. You can see it's all right here, even some breakbeats and drum loops, effects, everything you need is right here in this pack. Links in the top of the description. It's available at this price for a limited time only, so definitely grab that while it's still available. Thank you for the support, guys. It really helps keep me going. And let's dive in. Alright, so the first thing everybody talks about when it comes to these types of tracks that maybe we could just get out of the way is a little bit of vinyl noise. I like to layer these to create something new. So we've got like this one, which is very much in the high end, and this one, which is much more mid-range. So you put them together, and there you go. Then we have our first synth. So what this is doing here is we're in the key of G minor. This is actually like a pretty basic just G minor dyad, right? Because we're just using the root G, the minor third, and then another octave of that minor third, right? So it's very simple. But see, there's like a melody, because then it goes to this next chord. And so you go like, right? There's like a lot of melody in there. But really all it's doing is going root note, minor third, fifth. Like very basic. Now for the actual sound, it's made with operator, and what we're doing is I've got this FM algorithm, so they're kind of all FMing off of D. You can see we just got some square waves and sine waves at different octaves with a little bit of detune. This multi-filter here, which also got a little bit of an LFO on the pitches. The tiniest bit of pitch envelope even to make it go like into the note. A bit of chorus, 100% wet reverb, which kind of like takes it. Right, that's what makes it really sound like strings. And then the final thing is this low pass filter, which you'll notice is never in the same place twice. It's constantly moving. So that's like a really big tip with these arrangements. If you want to keep it fresh, have it like this, because this way I can literally click on the same chord all throughout the track, and you can see it constantly sounds different, and it's always evolving. And that's going to be a big key with these tracks. The next thing we got here is the bass. So this is following the same progression that we just talked about. So again, G minor, A sharp major, D minor, so root note, third, fifth. For the actual sound, this is made with wavetable. It's 2 saw waves, detuned a lot, and being low pass, right? No unison, because we just want a big fat respace. I've got this being drum bust, which makes it nice and fat and warm and analog sounding. And we also have a high pass filter to kind of bring this in and make it disappear at the end. Then we have this granular reverb. So what this is this is actually a guitar recording I did a while ago. That's what these are. If you ever see these in my project files, I've got a few of them in here. This is just me playing the guitar through the pedal board with like a lot of effects, you know, and then what you can do is I like to export those and then just bring them in here, and you get it in key with the other synths. And you see it can add something really nice that you wouldn't really get with like VST synths. I've just got that going through a bit of reverb, high pass, and then this utility, which is just for some volume automation. We've got this one, which is another pedal board recording again. Just tuned so it's fitting really nicely with the synths. Then the last sort of synth we have here is this final granular reverb, so just a little bit more melodic stuff. You can hear this one goes really well with the bass. Right, and these are like those little background elements like you hear, and the pedal board is so nice because you can see there's a lot of variation. Like, it creates these really varied sounds, so it fits really well into a track like this and, you know, gives it a lot more variation. So then we've got our drums. Now, it starts with the kicks. Now, when you're trying to do these burial types of drums, I think one of the biggest keys is using like multiple samples to do one job. Right? Like if I play that, especially, you hear how having a few different kicks here, like this one. That one, and they're all, you know, a little different in terms of hit and impact and stuff, and you put those all together doing one groove as if it was one kick, and now all of a sudden you have this really dynamic, living, breathing kick pattern, and I think that's a big key. People don't realize, like, you hear this burial tracks and you might think that it's like, man, how is he getting the one kick to sound like that with automation or something? It's not one kick, it's all these kicks together creating this groove, right? And then on the groove, just a little low pass filter for some parts to just sort of, but yeah, no processing really required, right? Like everybody wants to know the magical burial drum processing. It's not processing, it's like these multiple different samples working together. Same thing with the rim shots. Like we have these two layered together, and then this other one over here. And that's another thing, like the rim shot too can be very dynamic in these tracks. And it's not because it's just one rim shot with some kind of automation. It's putting together multiple different samples. Even with the hi-hats, like we got this one. With this low pass filter, which is like moving around. So you can hear it's constantly shifting, and then this drum rack with a bunch of them. So it's like just with these main drum elements already, there's a lot of movement and variation happening throughout the track. But then you add to that this crunchy percussion here. Right? Which is like all these little sounds. Like we have a shaker. We have some more rim shots. We have a little bit of Foley percussion. We have some live percussion. Which is going through like a bit of a filter with an LFO. We have some more Foley. Right, and then you put all those together, you know, they got a little bit of echo together, they're being low pass slightly, there's also a low pass which automates a bit, and then they're also being drum bussed together, so you put that all together, and then you already have this foundation, which is nice and groovy, and when it all comes together, these percussions have something to sit on top of, right, and we also have this layer, which is a bit of Foley, just adding like some sweeping and stuff. So we got that. And that's really all the drums. It's not that hard. You just have to get that foundation really solid first. Then we have this group. So what's in here is we have all these little snippets of like just little effects. Some of these are made with the pedal board. Some of these are samples that I've made. Some of these are samples that I've put through the pedal board from the computer. Some of these are just like a bit of vinyl noise. But it's all these little samples that just pop in and out of the track. And then there's like a very long delay on the group. And so when you put all those through that delay, you now have all the little background burial sounds. You know, all those little sweeps and voices and sounds that pop in and out of the track. Because the big thing with the burial music is not just like, you know, how do you make those pads, how do you make the drums. It's also how do you add these little background things all throughout the track that are just randomly sort of happening. Well, this is how you do it. You just need to get a few different samples like this, put them in a group, kind of duplicate them at random times throughout the track so that it's not just always predictable, and then put it all through some delay and a little high pass, and then it'll create this atmosphere. And the other thing we got doing that is this little whoa. This thing, if I turn off the effects, so it's basically just being bandpassed and then delayed and reverbed a lot, but this is all that little background atmosphere. Then you combine that with what's going on up here. And there you are. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Grab the Future Garage Essentials at the top of the description now to get this huge sample library. It's gonna take your Future Garage to the next level instantly. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.